Welcome to the Two and a Half Brothers podcast, where we discuss FPL views, strategy, and most importantly, our monthly league. It's the usual plan tonight. We're going to review last week's scores and wildcard successes or otherwise, a quick look at the September league and prize discussions, and then plans and issues for game week 6. So without further ado, evening chaps, you okay?
Evening. Yeah, very good. Very good week. Gemmas.
Evening. Yeah, pretty good, thank you.
So we'll stick to the usual order. Unfortunately, Jake, if you could grab my wildcard team, please, for game week 5.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think you call that saving the best till last, don't you, Gemmas? Let's get this out of the way.
Uh, I don't think I've looked at it since Sunday, to be honest.
We'll skim through
Fair
the
comment.
we'll skim through the car crash and then we'll get onto the good stuff.
Right.
Don't worry.
So, any highlights from that, or?
No, none at all. Um, so it's my first week below average. So there it is in all its glory. I think it's my first game week below the average score, which is obviously a big disappointment after wildcard. My team for next week, as we'll see, actually looks pretty good, which is what you'd expect, having wildcarded just last week. Where to start, really? Probably Palmer as my captain. Brought him in on wildcard after a couple of good showings, a good fixture against United, and it solved a captaincy issue. I thought Haaland against Arsenal might be a low scoring affair. So Sanchez just completely brainless. I think he made a few errors last year. Never felt comfortable, completely comfortable having those Chelsea defenders for that reason. Maresca's reaction said it all. Like, he immediately knew that he was going, and there was no protest or anything like that. So yeah, down to 10, not a great start for Palmer, and then he was subbed a few minutes later. Apparently, he's got this ongoing groin issue from the Club World Cup that we've not had that much more information on. Just personally speaking, groins are pretty horrible to fix, and ongoing injections aren't really a long-term solution. People have suggested that Isaac had a similar kind of problem last year, but again, it's really difficult to want to hang on to Palmer at this point. I think the World Cup is next year as well, isn't it? Maybe he'll want to have some work done beforehand. But anyway, I was surprised at how poor Chelsea were with 10, and there wasn't much improvement when Casemiro went off. So yeah, not great. The benching of Isaac beforehand wasn't outside of the realms of possibility, so it wasn't completely unexpected. I think the problem I've got now is that Ekitike scored, which probably pushes back Isaac's starting potential by a week or two. As we saw with the Wirtz benching and Gakpo off after 60, it really highlights the issue with a non-Salah Liverpool attack. I do think Isaac will start eventually. He's too good not to. But you could probably make a convincing argument to own none of them. And then lastly, Simmons benching was a surprise to me. Spurs were pretty poor, I think, 2 down by half time, and he only came on at 70. He did have 3 or 4 shots in that short window of that short period he was on the pitch, kind of underlining his quality. Wolves next obviously looks really good on paper. So I'm quite hopeful of a start for him there. The double Spurs defenders, however, not so clever. Clean sheet gone in the first half, well, in the first few minutes, and then the second goal conceded not long thereafter. I had a few bench points, but I was happy with benching Reinders against Arsenal. I have a good squad, having wildcarded. But the damage was really done this week by those benchings and early substitutions of your captain. You asked for any redeeming qualities, Bob. Just the DEFCON returns, really, without any of the, I think I had 4 or 5 in my starting 11. I'd have been on like 20 points.
Better. Yeah.
So even though I had a few bench points, those things don't tend to bother me too much. So yeah, not too much work to do. Obviously, disappointing result. Do you have any comment? I'm sure you have plenty of comments, but any insight or
You want insightful comments rather than banter. truthfully, you've been pretty unlucky there. So we hyped up Xavi, didn't we, last week?
Mm.
And I've got him, and in no world did I expect him to be benched. So that's pretty unlucky. The Palmer scenario lucky. He felt like a gamble to me to bring in and or captain, just because I think it's still too early in his injury, not injury phase. But I mean, for him to go off after 20, really unlucky. How close were you to him versus Haaland in your captain thinking? Was it always Palmer? Were you wrestling with
Yeah,
that thought?
I brought him in. I mean, they have decent fixtures, I think, going forward, but
Yeah,
I brought him in to captain against United. United
yeah,
have obviously been absolutely dreadful this season
yeah,
since the first fixture, really. They were okay against Arsenal, weren't they? But
yeah,
they were so bad against City last week that I thought the Palmer risk was worth it, basically. Um,
yeah,
I've probably come through it without too much damage. I think another goal for Haaland, and I'd have been pretty sore. But
yeah.
an assist for Salah and a goal for Haaland, I can kind of weather.
Not too
It's,
bad.
it's
Yeah,
only 5 points below average. As,
yeah,
as I say,
Mm.
those DEF cons have really saved me. So it's probably a good week to have a bad week.
yeah. So on Isaac, obviously the risk he's got with minutes integration, and you want him as a 90-minute player or at least an 80-minute player. How long are you going to give that kind of runway for him to become more established in the Liverpool team versus him getting 60 or him coming on for Eki in his Liverpool career?
At least a couple of game weeks. Like I say, that Ekitike goal on the weekend has probably pushed his starting back. Um, but he did start midweek in the Champions League, so I just don't know. You're just guessing, aren't you? I might be tempted
Mm.
away if other strikers have like a couple of good fixtures back to back. I know Mateta scored on the weekend, having just transferred him out. So yeah, not won't be too shy about moving off of him if you do get
Yeah.
that run. What I won't be doing is buying Gokares. He looks absolute dog shit. And I know Arsenal will probably
Yeah.
provide chances for him, but he looks absolutely fucking dreadful.
Do you wait for the fixtures? Wait for the fixtures. Um, DEFCON's got you out of jail. I mean, as an absolute avid fan of DEFCON, it has saved you. But I think you've been unlucky. I thought Pedro played well as well. So not, I'm
Mm.
not an owner, but I haven't watched the game. I thought he got in some really good spells and good moments. But yeah, tough week for you. And that bench, harsh,
Yeah, like I
harsh.
say, those things just don't bother me really. I'd
No,
I'd do
unless you
I'd do
bench
the
boost,
same again.
we'll get on to in a second.
Hmm?
Unless you bench boost, as we'll get on to in a second.
Yeah.
But you
What?
can't bench boost on a wild card, can you? So
Of course you can't. No.
Mm.
Yeah.
What? What triggered the wild card? 'Cause it seemed pretty rushed from you. We didn't mention it really in the podcast previously. It just came out of the blue.
I think Isaac and Palmer starting games. Uh, they both
Yeah.
look they both look really good in the games they started. Obviously away from the Premier League, but still decent opponents. And it solved some of
Mm.
that captaincy issue that I had. Um,
Yeah.
no, nobody
Double
else.
Spurs defense as well on the wild card.
I mean,
Yeah.
they've been
Rough.
great. They've been great. So
Yeah, but it's Spurs. Like, are
It's,
they
it's
long-term
Spurs
holds
on
for
the.
you?
yeah, it doesn't matter. Frank's a good manager. So yeah, no issues there whatsoever.
Okay, we'll review
Lads, I would
that
highlight
next
some of the
week.
defenders that you brought in on wildcard.
Just
Absolute stinkers. Even my Wolves cheapie's got his defcons in. He's obviously conceded two
Thank
goals,
you.
but
DEFCON template, and anything else is just a
Yeah.
bonus.
Yeah.
so yeah, they've got let me just double check who Spurs have got next week. They've got Wolves, haven't they?
I
Yeah, they've
think
got
they have
Yeah,
Wolves. Yeah.
Wolves at home. Be looking forward to Strand Larson getting one in the first 10 minutes. Um,
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
their run like after that? Have you
say
have
again.
you worked through the game weeks?
The what? Sorry.
What's their run like after that? Have you worked through the
They've
game
got
weeks?
Leeds and then Villa,
Okay, all right.
which is why I've
Not bad.
tripled up on
Fixtures
them.
play as well.
So hopefully the triple up works. But yeah, the tripling, generally speaking, can be quite difficult to hit,
Yeah,
as we've seen this week. But they do really have the fixtures to perform. Like I say, Wolves, Leeds, Villa. It doesn't get that much better, does it?
no, no.
And then they've got Everton behind that. So a good run of four fixtures. So yeah, that's enough about my shambles. Do you want to have a quick look at my team for next week, Jake, just to highlight what we've been discussing? I won't spend too long on
Yeah,
it. So I'll be playing Reinders and Anderson. I think they both have obviously very good fixtures against Burnley and Sunderland, and then potentially leave Palmer on the bench.
yeah.
I've not had a good think about Palmer just yet, and who else I might bring in.
Mm.
Obviously, benching any of those midfielders and attackers for those games is probably not what you want to do. So I'll try and save the transfer, I think, and
I
see.
know. So I was going to say, Saka is back. Would you look to go there potentially if Palmer's out for a bit longer?
Uh, possibly,
Also, I think
possibly because I'd
uh,
never own Gokares, but
yeah, and I think Madueke's out as well.
yeah, he's having a scan, isn't he? An
Probably
ACL scan, I think.
yeah. So th think that might aid Saka's minutes.
Yeah, I can just see this trend continuing of managing players' minutes. It's really shit for fantasy. Hopefully, we get a rule
Yeah,
change next year, like Bet365, where if your player gets subbed, another one comes in for the remainder.
Mm.
It's just shit. Like
yeah,
having so many players
yeah.
playing
Yeah,
60
Saka
minutes.
feels like a real gamble. I agree with you. I think
Mm,
Saka just feels like more of the same. The more you can do to
yeah,
lock in those minutes, the better. As good as he is.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
usually what I
What?
try to avoid in my transfers is making things worse. So
Yeah,
I mean,
just for
true.
37 points, but
your route to Arsenal's Gyökeres, right? Just
no,
give me on board.
yeah,
No, you
not
look pretty well
Mhm.
set, to be fair, annoyingly.
Looks good.
yeah. Happy about it for the time being. So I'll hand over unless there are any more helpful insights.
No, I
No,
see. Yeah, no transfers.
Uh,
It's a lot on the bench, but it is what it is, isn't it?
yeah, not yet. I think I'll leave it alone. After wildcard, I like to try and save a transfer, but I think whilst Reinders and Anderson have such good fixtures, I can
mm,
I can leave that be.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
yeah.
Thanks for
Cool.
coming.
Very nice. All right, over to me, I think.
Annoyingly good week for you.
So yeah, decided fairly late on
Oh,
actually to go for the bench boost.
That's crazy, but I didn't realize you bench boosted. That's crazy score.
Yeah, I mean, so looking at the bench and looking at when I might use it, I thought I'll pull the trigger. Home fixtures, players, fairly solid in terms of returning. Sitting on the bench felt like a good week to do it, and it paid off. So I mean, if we start there again, Reinders didn't have the best fixture, but had the quality to maybe influence the game, and he did. I thought he played really well. I thought he looked good.
yeah.
And I wasn't on early with him, but I think I'll probably now be on him long term. Senesi, Defcon, need I say more, Steve? But he looked really good, really sharp. He's probably the only real Bournemouth defender I want at the moment. But again, brought a 9 point return. Good old Estev, who I think most people own. But again, yeah, looked pretty good. Brought home 4 points and Dubravka 4. So pretty good return for a last minute bench boost. So happy with that. Uh, my main 11,
26 on
Alice,
bench boost, outrageous.
you what, mate?
That's a massive score for bench boost.
Well, I was hoping for about 12.
Yeah.
So it's yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's quality. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought if I get 12 and get it out of the way, happy days. But yeah, the fixtures just felt, Forest haven't been great. The way that Ryan has been playing, it just felt like a good opportunity to use him. I'll be honest, I thought Forest would win that game quite convincingly, but I thought there was a chance that
Mm,
Burnley could be their usual stubborn self, and make it a bit more difficult for them, which they did. I
Yeah, it's
thought they
good.
might lose
Yeah.
1-0 in the end, but
Good.
no, yeah, very, very, obviously very happy with that, and that's massively rocketed my rank from whatever was about 8 million. I think I'm now nudging inside the top 5 mil, maybe.
Decent. I only have one question. It's
good stuff.
about
On the
Gakpo.
bench. Yep.
Um, any plans to move him or just keep playing Gakpo?
He didn't look great. I felt quite aggrieved by the goal,
I
to be
thought,
almost. So I don't. I thought Liverpool were fairly convincing in that game. I thought the goal was slightly against run of play. So just on the back line, which I've doubled up on, I felt fairly aggrieved that they conceded. But that aside, Gakpo didn't look great, and I'm
Mm.
trying to set a strategy for the next few game weeks of minimal subs and players that are fairly locked in on minutes. But I just don't know. I don't know if no Liverpool attack is better than a minute's risk on a Liverpool attack where I've got budget to have somebody like Gakpo. So I'll have a look. I'll have a look this week. But no, I may well move him on. I just don't know where else to. There's no way I'm bringing Salah in. I think Gravenberch has looked good, but again, that's a little bit as reactive as Gakpo
Mm.
might have been for his couple of game weeks where he did look really strong. He's a good player, but they've got a lot of players that are a bit similar to Gakpo, and they sort of tend to dip in and out of form at the moment. And we haven't really got the patterns to know which of those is going to be locked in. So he
I
may well
feel
go.
like I feel like the Verts issue is going to go. I think he's going to be benched for a while now. He looked miles off it when he came on. He got caught in possession
Yeah,
like 2 or 3 times
yeah,
within the
yeah.
first 5 minutes that he played. But
Yeah, yeah,
that's
and
fine.
I don't know what the solution is for him, given his cost and the fact that you don't want to take a hit on a player that's not performing in an 11, but that also costs that amount of money. Like it's some managerial work
Yeah.
for Slot to do there. But he's probably the only one out of my potential chances this week that I might look at. So I might see what I can get
Cool.
instead of him. But yeah,
Only one other point on your team. Grealish looked absolutely phenomenal against Liverpool. I thought so good. Um, I thought he was a bit of a content creator pick, but
But
he looked phenomenal. He just get the ball to Grealish and he'll try and create. So good. Um,
he he's he's interesting, isn't he? He's interesting to own. I mean, yeah,
I don't feel like he's going to
he's
score.
fun to own, but he is frustrating, and I think he'll be a bit feast and famine over the season. I think he'll stay in that sort of exciting to watch. I mean, his assist and the assister is annoying as well, but it's what he does, right? He's very good at creating menacing opportunities, and sometimes that means that he assists the assist, and that's fine. And he's still getting into those dangerous positions. And he's going nowhere in my team.
He's super wide, isn't he? Like he was out on that touchline
Yeah, he reminds me of
most of the
Grealish
game that
of
I saw.
old. I mean, the dialogue good as well in that game, but I still don't think they necessarily did enough to warrant me losing my clean sheet. But he was definitely the catalyst for a lot of their good stuff. I obviously have a Spurs defender which is through gritted teeth, but he's obviously the classic pick. And yeah, I'm not massive keen on Spurs defense. I know you are. Xavi benching, annoying. You've touched on that. Mateta obviously scored really
That's
good.
been a while coming, hasn't it? That Mateta goal.
Yeah, yeah, and I think he's locked. I think he'll go on a bit of a run now. He's too good not to, and so much goes through him. I thought Gyökeres, dare I say it, did look a bit flat.
Minute he's shit. That's why.
he
He's
is.
not. That's incorrect. That's an incorrect assertion. He's absolutely top quality.
Mm.
But in that sort of game, yeah, he's not a bully, is he? He's not a bully in those sorts of games. So he didn't look great. Let's see where he's at the next 2, 3 game weeks. He's going nowhere. I thought Eze looked really good. So he raises a question, but I just don't want the minutes headaches. I don't want to stockpile players that are going to be massive minutes risks. I mean, Simmons is in that bracket now potentially as well. So you're right; it's a bit of a conundrum this season. And then Haaland, yeah. So I had no. I'm back in the form all day there, so I had no captain headaches. He looked good, did what he did. I know Arsenal had a lot more dominance in the second half. They're going either at home, and he looked really strong. So the right captain pick and a good week overall. And a good rank booster after a really slow start.
Yeah,
So yeah.
nice. Haaland
Yeah.
took his goal really well. That's a sensational finish.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he looks unplayable at the moment, and I'm enjoying the amount of chances he's getting fed into him. So
I think there's
yeah,
a lot of wild cards active, so you're not going to be able to enjoy his points from next game week.
no, no, I am licking my lips at the amount of people working out how they're going to get him though, having owned him from the start. I know there's a lot of players like runners that I haven't had that joy with, but yeah, he's.
You can do it, can't you? If you pack
Yeah.
the midfield with like 5.5 to 6.5 million, and then have like 4.5, 5 million
Yeah,
defenders.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So that's it. Any comments on that, or should we look at
no, nice, decent,
my
nice
team
to
for
see a
next week?
No,
good bench boost
good
report.
stuff.
Do you want to have a look at your forward team quickly?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. And then Gemma, you can talk about your 1 point difference on my score, which I know you're proud of that. So my team for next week, nice and easy. The Palace lads, bless them, are getting benched. Going a slightly bigger midfield. Obviously we're benching Esteve and Dubravka. They got City. So yeah, Liverpool obviously have Palace. We've got three players there. The Gakpo I'll work out
Oh, you got to play Reinders, haven't you,
over.
over Gakpo?
Um,
Is this your team, Bob, or are you going to tinker with the subs? Like you've got Reinders, I'd probably play
yes,
Gakpo to be honest. Maybe
good
give
question.
Senesi.
So yeah, so Burnley at home it's obviously really tempting for Rangers. I feel like Mateta's going to go on a bit of a run though. So although they're playing Liverpool, I'm going to weigh up the rest of the week whether to go with Mateta in a potential form but against a better team or Reinders' his ability to create against a Burnley team at home.
Would you not think
My
about
head would probably go.
dropping Gakpo?
No, can't drop Gakpo against Palace. No chance, no chance. But
Really?
it's probably going to be a Reinders or Mateta decision, and I haven't made a decision yet, but it's more likely to be Reinders starts, Mateta gets benched, and then Mateta will go and score, as we know.
I'd
Um,
say I wouldn't bench Mateta.
no, well, it's not your
I,
team.
I,
It's not your team, Gemma, is it?
I mean, at
I
home,
mean, my
Gakpo looks an
fixtures
easy
look
bench,
great.
isn't
If Simmons is benched against Wolves, I'll be raging. Semenya's got Leeds, obviously. Grealish at home to West Ham should be menacing. So, Gyökeres away at Newcastle, not the easiest fixture, but I'm not planning to make a transfer. I think my main decision is whether or not to drop Mateta, but it's finely balanced that for me. So, what would you
I,
do, guys? Would you
but,
go
but
Reynolds or Mateta?
bench Gyökeres.
Never. Not in a
Easy,
million
easy.
years.
He's away to Newcastle.
I'm not even captain him yet, mate.
Yeah,
Never in a million
I'd
years.
be benching Gakpo for Reinders there after getting 60 minutes.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Palace
Okay.
away. It's not easy. To me, they haven't looked like they're going to smash teams either. So
No, no.
I
But
think
yeah, look, we attack.
everyone else in your attack, I think, can can return well.
Yep,
I just think
yep,
Gakpo's probably a little bit of an outlier there. Maybe
yep.
gets one goal, maybe gets an assist, but the others can all.
I just don't like resting players that are more premium than others. But yeah, we'll see. We'll
I mean,
see.
they'll be
But
the
I,
same
I, I feel
price next
confident
year,
about it. I think.
or near enough.
Yeah.
Cool,
So yeah,
Connor. Let's have a look at Jake's team.
locked and loaded.
And last but not least, Jake's also on a decent score. So that top 50k game week rank, Gemma's not bad at all. So there's also some crossover in terms of players with Bob. Any particular highlights away from those guys? And I did have a question on Umbermo once you're done.
Cool. Yeah, as we mentioned, similar-ish to Rob's team. Fryer 2 points and defense. Not as many clean sheets as we had last week. Virgil with a good DEFCON, starting to lean into those a little bit. I think in terms of differentials, Kudos coming up big with the 2 assists. As he does like a foul, he gets his yellow card, and I think it takes the bonus away from him. So 7 points,
Did
not
he
bad
get
at
zero
all.
bonus?
I think so, yeah. Which is pretty rough for two
Yeah.
assists. So yeah, unlucky there. Anderson, yeah, DEFCON. And Bueno, who should have had a goal had Sanchez not absolutely clattered him. So yeah, 3 points for him. I thought again he looked really, really good. I have no issues owning him. He's just not
But apart
returning
from
yet,
lack of
but I think
points,
he will. Yeah, but his underlying numbers are great, and I think it's only a matter of time before he absolutely smashes it and gets a big haul, goals and assists. So yeah, I think I'll hold him.
yeah, I'm thinking about him at the moment.
I think between him and Bruno, he's the more exciting pick. I know Bruno scored and gets DEFCONs and whatnot, but I just prefer owning Emblemo. It's much more exciting to watch, and yeah, I think it looks really sharp. Gakpo, as we mentioned, yeah, also brought in on my wild card and just not been impressed since I've got him in. He just seems to have one move, which is run down the wing, cut in, smash at a defender, and that's it. It's just not been fun. So I've got, yeah, some concerns on him. the Ekitike punt on the wild cards paid off this week, and I think I keep him. I was trying to keep an eye on the Liverpool starting lineup if they're a deadline. But yeah, got nothing. Ekitike started and scored. I think there's a bit of a dilemma about what I'm going to do with him, but I'll try and see how it goes midweek. And then Haaland's captain and a relatively decent bench boost overall. So
Yeah, nice.
yeah, any questions?
No, just on Burmo, really. Like I say, I'm half considering him for Palmer, but yeah, has he got any? Has he got like a couple of returns this year? I haven't really been following, to be
He's
honest.
got he got one goal against Burnley. I think that's it. And he's got one in the Carabao Cup or whatever. Not really relevant, but I like from a United fan, I think he looks really, really good.
So they have got Brentford,
I think
Sunderland, but then they've got Liverpool, um,
yeah, I
Forest, Spurs. They're not great fixtures. United are just so
it,
up
it
and down, though, aren't they? It's like,
yeah, oh he has got an assist as well, and he's on a few set pieces and things. Um yeah, I think he's got good potential.
I had Cunha for a week. And he came out when I wildcarded. I just can't. Other than maybe Bruno at a push, I just can't go
Yeah.
United yet.
no, I think
They're
I'm
like a
I'm in
roller
the same
coaster
boat, to
of
be honest.
potential. It's just a no bet for me with
Yeah,
United at the moment. As much as I liked Bomber when he was at Brentford last season, it's not the same. It's not the same move for me this year.
yeah. Do you want to have a quick look at your forward team then, Jake? There are no other
Yeah.
comments. You must be quite well set up.
Yeah, that was the plan. So I rolled the transfer last week and probably plan to do the same
Cool. So again, quite
this
a similar
week.
team to Bob, really, haven't you?
So yeah, Raya, Senesi, Virgil, Van der Ven, all pretty good fixtures. Then yeah, Gakpo and Bueno, Anderson, Kudos, Haaland. I've got the triple captain active, as you can see there,
Yeah,
at home to
that's gonna be a
Burnley.
popular move too. I'm thinking about saving mine
Yeah,
Wolves or West Ham.
yeah, yeah. The main reason I think is obviously in our mini league towards the top, so I want to try and cement
Yeah,
that
sure. I think the triple
on the
captain is
win.
going to be blocked by people wildcarding this week, which will give you some coverage in terms of
Yeah.
kind of relative
Yeah, if
relative point gains if he does well.
yeah, yeah.
It's
There's
an
a lot
interesting
of people
tension
with that.
because I'd want to save it for a more leaky team like a Wolves or a West Ham,
Mm.
but with the
Burnley
amount
are
of
giving up
form,
So
chances, aren't
you're
they?
in
But
contention. You got to be using it really.
Pep
Um,
Pep made a
yeah,
comment about Haaland's back or some such earlier.
yeah,
So I'd maybe
yeah,
be worried about 70 minutes, but he can score a hat trick in
that's all he needs.
he can score a hat trick in 10.
He's doing
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so yeah, no issues. I think Burnley away haven't been great either. I didn't concede three to Spurs as
No.
well. And
Yeah.
Haaland's
I
just
think if I do triple
been
captain
red
him,
hot form.
it will be because of those people wildcarding him in and being blocked from
Mm.
triple
Yeah.
captaining him against Burnley.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah, that's true.
that would be one of the biggest factors for me, I think.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It just feels I don't even really want to. I'd have used back-to-back chips, I think, in 3 weeks if I tripled him. But it just about points on the board, right? It feels too compelling to do it. Are you set on that, Gemmers?
I'm pretty set on it unless anything comes out about him being injured. I think I keep it on him. He's just
Yeah.
an absolute machine, and he's not got a hat trick this season, so I think he's due one this game week.
You
Are
want
you
gambler's fallacy, and we've got 5 minutes, chaps. Do you want to have a quick look at the league as it stands?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
I think top spot was retained without the use of any chips. I think everybody below used a bench boost. Is that right, Jake?
Yeah, so De Paul retains his top spot. He
The
had a
gap has
monster
narrowed.
first week.
Okay, so all the bench boosters have got
But
similar scores to you two, haven't they?
yeah, it's been quite a good week for bench boosters, although there were not many clean sheets compared to last week. I think a lot of DEFCON points and things have done quite well. So yeah,
I think it
that's
was
first
mostly
place.
Salah and Haaland captains as well, wasn't it? Apart from one
Hmm.
Semenyo captain.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
If you just go back to the table,
Yeah.
Jake. I think it's quite close, isn't it, for the top 5 spots? Just a reminder that we're going to do
Yeah.
the same structure as last month. 5 times 20 quid or £20 Amazon voucher. So the top 5 spots all get the same prize. We'll maybe have a look at tinkering with that before the next month. So yeah, all nice and tight, I guess. I assume there'll be some chips in play from kind of 5th down to 10th, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Lots
yeah,
to play for.
I
yeah.
can't see us on there, lads.
To be fair, we're
High five, you got a scroll.
not as far as last week, so it's
No, not too bad. Oh, that's all right.
yeah.
That's all right. Starting to
Yeah.
get my nose in there a little bit.
By
Yeah,
January, we might be on the first page.
Yeah.
you never know.
I can't see Steve though. I think I need a bigger screen.
Yeah, keep scrolling.
Yeah.
No, Sterling might that top five. It's that's a big league, isn't it? There's some great
Yeah, I
work
think a
there.
lot of players are going to have chips out of the way by the time we get into kind of November. So it's going to be a much kind of squarer. I know we get
Yeah.
these 5 AFCON transfers and then we get a
Yeah.
reload of the chips.
Yes.
It's certainly been a bit of a frenetic start,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially with all the injuries and the premiums that aren't available or aren't necessarily doing that well. But we'll maybe save the Villa chat for another day. I quite enjoyed them drawing against Sunderland with 10 men, but
Outrageous. And we haven't touched on yet. Dewsbury Hall. Does he get a pass this week? Does he? Happy days.
I got bigger issues, mate, than Dewsbury Hall shit.
Told its own story.
He got a yellow card for taking a free kick. Outrageous.
I heard Steve cheering.
That's just what
Out of
average
battle.
players do, Jake. They make mistakes.
Yeah. He looked good again. So
Cool.
I'm away from Wednesday, so we'll need to do this on the road next week. I will TikTok where I can, but Jake, if you could take the lead on that, that'd be very good. Otherwise, chaps,
Who did the climb post, by the way? That was
that
Jake,
was me.
absolute banger.
fucking sterling, mate. You're hitting
World
the
record TikTok for
absolutely.
2.5 brothers.
Absolutely flying.
Yeah.
Absolutely flying.
Got that millennial.
If I win Money League, a proper one, I'll do a TikTok. What's the deal?
I don't know. I'm surprised you
okay.
haven't TikToked your result this week. To be honest, I thought that would bring you. I thought that would bait you out of your hidey hole.
Yeah, not even eaten yet. But there's no fucking chance I was missing this. I got cold. It's not ideal. But right, I'm off.
Right, chaps. Right, best of luck.
Cool. It's been a pleasure.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, guys.
See you later.
Like and follow the pod and the TikTok. That helps us out a lot. Any more, Jake?
No, that's all from me.
Awesome. All right. I'll catch you later.
Cool. Cheers.
Cheers.